Welcome to everybody. In this video, we are going to see about how I have performed the exceptional handling in my e-commerce application, which is a SaaS software, which was developed by using a Flutter framework. So for this, effective exceptional handling is must for each and every software or else an application. So here in my e-commerce application, I have performed the exception handling by using a package called Dio. So this is one of a package that is available in the pub.dev official package repository of Google and Flutter. So I have and I have installed this Dio package dependency inside my Flutter application project. So now I have included the exception handling simply by creating a class called Dio exception handler. Inside the class, I have two functions. One of a function is handle exception, and another function is a handle response. So, so if you are new to my channel, hit the subscribe button and press the bell button to get notified about the future Flutter and mobile application development videos. Okay. So here in the handle exceptional function, it gets an argument which is a Dio exception, and I have named that argument as a E. So here inside this function I have mentioned the switch statement, and it has various number of cases. The switch statement gets the arguments as an input, which is a arguments E, and it has a type. So it checks for the type of the argument next, and it goes for all the cases below I have written. So here you can see I have written different types of cases. First of all, the first case that comes in the Dio exception type, which is a connection timeout. So it has various of cases like send timeout and then receive timeout. Next we have bad response, and for the cancel, and for the bad certificate, and for the connection error, and for the unknown. So each and every case will return a string as an output. Here you can see I app text dot connection timeout. This is a string I have included in my another file in the iterative constants folder. I have included a text strings. Inside this text string, I have mentioned all those connection timeout, and all the things. So connection timeout, request timeout, response timeout, request cancel, bad certificate, and for each and everything I have included a string output, which is something that data should be shown in the front end for the users. So let's back to the handler. So this geo exception handler is mentioned inside the HTTP folder, by which means I am using a clean architecture. That's why I have mentioned over there. So if the case is satisfied, accordingly it will return a text as an output. Next, so one of a case is included with a handle response, which there it will provide a response status code. So or else it will check the response status code, accordingly it will provide the text. So here you can see I have written an handle response function which gets a res as an argument, which is a variable name res, and it's a response type. So since this response is an optional, so that's why I have mentioned the question mark, and I have checked if the res is equal to null, then no response from server. So simply to check or else to make this a null statement to avoid the null exceptionals. So that's why I have included if res is equal to null, return no response from server. Apart from this, if the res has some values, it's go to the upcoming switch statements, which it checks the status code of the res. If the status code is 400 or else 401, 403, 404, 500 and 501. These are the possibilities of status code from my server side code. So here you can see the case 400, it will automatically return an text IP app text sort dot bad request. Okay. So this also it returns an string as an output. So each and every cases has a string output. You can see in the code 404, 403, and all the status code has their own text outputs. For example, bad request, unauthorized, forbidden, not found, and 500. If you are interested about this status code and you don't know how to know about this thing, go to the MDN docs website of status codes, HTTP response status codes. You will get the official documentation about these status codes and their respective descriptions. So lastly, default value will be provided for each and every switch case. Here you can see I have provided a default value error restore status code, and it will provide the rest status message. If the status was did not satisfied, or else if the status code did not satisfy any of these cases. Okay. So where I have called these two classes, sorry, these two functions. So since I have used a block pattern to my entire application, I have call these class functions inside a block for each and every responses or else API things I have called in my entire application. So one of the example I'm going to show you here is for the block where the user will get a data of all the products. Here all products block. So in this block I have emitted the or else I have emit the error, and what I have simply done, so whatever the error, this error is going to be given as an input to the handle exceptional function that I have created in the exceptional handle file. You can see handle exception. So I will call this function. To call this function, simply what I will do, I will call the class over there. That's how I have done here. So if the error comes on, the one of the important thing you need to note on here, you need to mention this try and the catch as a DO exception, because of this is how the exception will be passed from the DO. So emit product error. This is also one of a state I have included product error state, and here you can see error colon DO exceptional handler. This is a class comes from that file. Dot inside the class I have two functions. I have called the handle exception function, and I pass this error as a question argument to this entire function. So now I have done this all for my all the blocks inside my entire application I have created. So what you need to do, simply change all the try catch method with the DO exception and pass the error as an input to this handle exception function. This is how I have managed to build this exceptional handling in my Flutter application. There are another other ways for efficient exceptional handling, but I have included this for the simplicity and to reduce the more complex use cases inside my Flutter block. If you are, have watched all the videos or else know about this Flutter app development, check out my description where I have provided all the links for the previous videos which I have recently uploaded. This is an middleware, how to make middleware in Flutter application. Hope you guys enjoy my video. Thanks for watching.